Hey everyone, it's CurlyHairedHero, and we've got another deck profile for you guys here. So this is an Aqua Actress Junk Warrior deck, nicely named Actress Fist. This deck is pretty simple. You go ahead and you summon your Aqua Actresses, get them out there, get them to have pretty high attack, and then you just go ahead and use your Junk Warrior, or Junk Synchron I should say, to sync, and then go into Junk Warrior, who makes use of the fact that the Aqua Actresses have a bunch of attack and they're level 2 or lower, and then you have a big old monster out on the field. It's a pretty fun deck to play. One of the main good things about it is you can run your Paleos with it, because they're level 2 as well. They synchronize, or they link up well with the fact that you can use Aquarium set and Wetlands with them, as well as, the fact that they're level 2, so they boost Junk Warrior, and they have their own effects, which are pretty good to begin with. And on top of that, you get multiple win conditions. You can go into your Junk Warrior, or you can go into the Aqua Actresses, which win duels on themselves because they have their high attack, and they magically, double, and they're pretty good. So, for the deck, we're going to go ahead and run 3 copies here of Junk Warrior, Junk Synchron. I keep confusing the two of them. This deck, it would probably best to be run with the what grows in the grass, or what grows in the garden, what grows in the graveyard. I think that's the right one. It would work best with that deck, because that works best with Junk Synchron, but I don't have that skill just yet, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to use the Attack Booster Synchro Warriors ability here, which is nowhere near as good, but it'll work out. Until the end phase of the turn, any Warrior Synchro monsters you control, they gain 100 attack times their level, so it gives your Junk Warrior a little bit of extra attack. I guess you can also run reinforcements to get a copy of Junk Synchron out on the field, but in any case, we're going to run 3 copies of Junk Synchron, 2 Swap Frogs. I can run one more, but I've been having trouble getting the third one from the box, so I'm only running 2 here. I run 2 copies of Tetra, and then 3 copies of Guppy. You can maybe swap out Guppy for Swap Frog if you have 3 of them. 1 copy of the Aquarium Lightning. This doubles the attack and defense of your Aqua Actresses monsters. Also, when it's destroyed, you can special summon an Aqua Actress, which is nice. 1 copy of Aquarium Set, which gives all of your water monsters 300 attack, as well as gives your Aqua Actresses an extra 300 attack. So they get 600 attack when on the field, and when it's destroyed, you can special summon an Aqua monster, which is nice. 3 copies of Wetlands, which boost the attack of all Aqua Water level 2 or lower monsters by 1200, which is great for all of the Canadias that I'll be running, because I'll be running 3 copies of Canadia, 2 copies of Halucia. I'll actually be running 2 copies, or 1 copy? You can go either way, I guess. Typically, yeah, you can run 2 copies of it. But I have here, 2 copies of Trap Stun. You can run just the, I guess, 1 copy. It really depends how you want to fill out your back row. I just used the 1 copy of that to make sure I don't have to worry too much about anything of my opponent's playing. You can also run 1 copy of Trap Stun, and then run an extra Tetra instead. Tetra's good because it'll just search out these 2 guys, so you don't really need to run too many of them, so it doesn't brick you out too badly. You mainly want to get your Wetlands out there, because that's a lot more useful than the set and the Aquarium Lightning. But as for the Synchros, I'm going to run 1 Archfiend, 2 copies of Junk, 1 copy of Berserker, and 1 copy of Armadeus. You can probably run 2 copies of Armadeus instead of the Junk Berserker. You can just run 3 copies of Junk and then 2 copies of Armadeus. You're mainly going to go into level 5s. 7 and 8s are just options that you happen to have that you can go to if you really, really want to, but It's highly unlikely that you will. I might even just remove it now and just add an extra copy of Armadeus. That'll probably just work out a lot better. Armadeus is nice in case you don't have the level 2 on the field. You can go to Armadeus instead, who's, you know, just a good monster in general. But in general, you want to go into your Junk Warrior, get up a good attack. So that's the deck there. For the actual... to show you how the deck works, I've got a couple of replays. So let's go ahead and jump into that. Unfortunately, a lot of these replays are not going to be crazy, some crazy plays, because I got bumped all the way down to gold rank, unfortunately, which did make it a lot easier to get some of these replays in. But let's slow down a little bit. So I'm just going to go here, go into Wetlands here. I've got Paleo set and the Trap Sun here, as well as the Guppy here, who's already at 1800 attack, which is nice thanks to the Wetlands. Opponent is going to go for the Masked. You know I'm in gold rank because of this. Massively Curse. But it doesn't matter. After my turn, I'm going to go into the Tetra here, whose attack will be doubled if my opponent, if I battle an opponent's monster. Fortunately, I'm going to use here 500 life points, which doesn't really matter too much. And then I'm just going to go here, use the Paleo on my own monster, just so that I can go ahead and set the Aquarium set, and then go ahead and attack, do some extra damage. If I want to. I thought I could use this Paleo, but this is only targeting the opponent's monster. But yeah, I can go ahead and go into the Junk here. I can show off good attack power that I can get off here if I use the Junk Warrior instead. But I decided to go for the Armadeus just in case that was a man-eater bug or something like that. And that's game pretty easily. So you can easily go into your Junk, your Armadeus. Either one depends on the situation, but you'll still have two pretty good monsters out on the field. Okay, we got another quick match here against another not so good opponent, but we got to show off our deck here. So we got a pretty good starting hand. Swap Frog is a pretty good hand, pretty good card in this deck because he has the ability to not only let me special summon itself by discarding a monster and sending it to the graveyard, so it fills up the field, or so it fills up the graveyard with a water monster. I'm also able to, once he's summoned, dip a water monster from my deck as well. So that also fills up the graveyard. And I can bring him back to my hand if I really want to. But in any case, we got here, go up to Swap Frog, who lets me dip Guppy, so if I go into next turn Junk Synchron, I can easily summon him out and take him up. He's going to go ahead and use his Sacred Armor to destroy my Swap Frog. He's going to get himself the Shard of Greed, draw 2 cards, go into the Bogard Knight, which is fine because I have to Paleo, put that in face down. And I can go into my turn here, and I will draw into the Junk Synchron, which allows me to summon my Guppy here, who's going to have a good amount of attack. Or rather, he's going to get synced and allow me to summon Junk Warrior, who's going to get a good amount of attack from the Tetra, who's already out on the field, so that's an extra 900 here. Plus, I get the ability which gives me a little bit extra. Opponent's going to go for the Space Gate for whatever stupid reason. Which is just going to give himself a bunch of counters for all the damage he takes. And a little let him summon the monster, but either way, that's game. Got ourselves a nice 3700 attack monster, and we can easily summon Paleos. If we had Paleo out on the field before that, we would have had quite a lot of attack. Got ourselves another match here against a Ancient Gears, so I know how everyone really likes these, so you can see here, Aqua Actresses even works against Ancient Gears, kind of. So, opponent's going to go first, going to get the middle-aged mechs, as well as they're going to set and throw out the Fusion Recovery Plant for whatever reason. And they're going to get their Poly, dip their Sakuretsu, which is going to be their downfall. I'm going to get my Wetlands. I'm going to be able to special summon, normal summon Guppy, which allows me to special summon Tetra, who allows me to use its effect to get Aqua Actress, Aquarium Lightning, for my Aqua Actresses, and as well, I have here the nice back row with the Canadia, but unfortunately I get Drowning, so I lose all of my energy. My opponent then goes out into the King of Swamp, because that's all they've got, and they're going to set something, which is probably just a Poly. But at the very least here I got the Tetra. It's going to give me the Aquarium set, which I can activate to boost my attack even more. And then with the Aquarium Lightning, you can do a hell of a lot of damage. Pretty much end the game right there, because you want to summon your King of Swamp in attack mode for whatever reason. The one of these is obviously Poly, because that's all they have in their hand. So I'm going to draw, go here into Junk, Synchron, get hit with a Wall of D, which is not going to be too much after all of these boosts here, but it's just enough where I'm not able to destroy this King of the Swamp here. Opponent's going to go ahead and summon their Ancient Gear Knight, who I'm going to set into face down. Next turn I'm going to draw, get another Paleo, get rid of this guy here. Even though I got hit with Wall of D, the combination of all these cards really adds up into some weird sort of attack points where I don't lose anything apparently. These cards are really weird. I have a replay where things just completely mess up with the math. Something about Aquarium Lightning and set makes things act really weird. But in any case, I get the Canada out on the field, which I can then go ahead and sink into Junk Warrior here. And now that I have the Tetra out on the field, level 2 or lower, he boosts his attack to a whopping 4. I think it was 479 or 470. 400 plus the boost from the ability. I'm going to go ahead and throw out the Trap Sun, negate all of these traps, and then also I'll be able to summon my Canadian here. So now I got a whole field ready to wreck, and my opponent can't use any traps. Tries to go for the White Stone Ruin, and it does nothing thanks to the Trap Sun. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So yeah, that's the deck. It's pretty simple. Just go ahead, use your Aqua Actresses to gain, some battle advantage, and then go into your junk, and then try to go for game from there. The only real, caveat is maybe back row. That I don't really have any back row disruption, which is why I run the Trap Sun, which is probably why you would want to run 2, just so you can go for game with the Trap Sun. That's also why I only run 1 copy of each of these, just so you don't fill up your back row. So you can actually set your Canadias and your Trap Stuns. But yep, that's the deck. Otherwise, let me know if there's any way to improve it, if there's anything that sucks, or if you think it's a pretty good deck. And obviously, like I said, the best ability would be the what grows in the garden, or what grows in the graveyard, just because you can more easily go into your Armadeus and your Junk Warrior turn 1 if you want to. But in any case, you can always use this attack booster, or maybe even level augmentation if you really want. Maybe even reinforcements. I did used to run into this Mark of the Head before they released Junk Synchron. But in any case, stay fresh,